Hi guys, Jus4SweetZ here. So today we are going to make some homemade croutons, and I got inspired to do this because I have a bunch of bread that was given to me after our big rib cook-off here, and it's all dried out, so it's not like I can use it for sandwiches or anything, but I hate to waste it. She gave me a whole bag of bread, and it's just a waste if I throw it away. And you know, we love croutons on our salad, and you can put croutons on tomato soup or macaroni and cheese or any other thing out there that you like croutons on. And so I thought, you know what, instead of wasting all this bread, I think I'll make some bread pudding and I'll make some croutons out of it. So we're going to get started here. I have my oven set on 350 degrees, and I have my cast iron skillet on the stovetop here. And we are going to go ahead and get this heating up. Now what I am going to use is some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put that, coat the pan. And you can just kind of coat it, you know, I don't know, I'd say maybe a quarter of a cup, right around there. And then we are going to add about 4 tablespoons of butter. This is where we're going to eye it. Excuse me. I have a whole stick of butter out here, but I'm going to start with a half a cube and see how much liquid we get out of this. Okay, so put that in there. You don't want that butter to separate, so kind of keep it at a low heat. And we're going to get started cutting our bread. And I made croutons yesterday, and this has 6 rolls in it, and I used 3 of the rolls. And when we're done getting these into the oven, I will show you how many croutons I got out of it. Now these fold in half, but I just went ahead and diced them, and they come apart when you cook them. And then depending on how big you want your croutons, I'm just cutting these right in half. Now some of the bigger ones I might cut in 3s, but I started just cutting them in half. You're going to lose pieces here and there, but that's okay. So let's cut all these rolls. And the seasonings I have out is I have some black truffle salt, which I don't have a whole lot left. I'm going to have to talk to Linda, get some more from her. She's the one that makes it. And so I'm using black truffle salt and her smoked garlic salt. I'm using both of her salts. And that just gives it a nice earthy flavor with that bite of garlic. I love garlic salt on almost any of my food, except my sweets, of course. But, and her smoked garlic salt was out of this world. So I have gone through 2 containers of it, and I'm sure I'll be getting another one here very shortly. If not, you can also use Wild Tree. They have, I've mentioned Wild Tree several times. It's an all-natural line. There's no MSG, no preservatives. It's just a really great line. I had signed up to sell it years ago, and I continue to use it to this day. I have a ton, they're all over on the other counter, of Wild Tree seasoning products. But one of their products is called Garlic Galore, and I've mentioned it in my videos before. And Garlic Galore is just a wonderful, wonderful, yummy seasoning. You can use it as a dip, but I like it as both. It's good, and I go through that like crazy as well. But you could use Garlic Galore on this, and if you don't have a garlic salt, and just go online to order that, or you can contact me and I can order it for you. And just look up wildtree.com, and we can go from there. But let's get, we've got our bread all diced. Now this is just 3 sandwich loaves. You saw them in the beginning, just the regular sandwich rolls. This is 3 of them that I diced up, cut them into pieces, cut them in chunks. And I'm going to get a wooden spoon here because our butter mixture is almost ready. We used about a quarter cup of olive oil, extra virgin, and I have about 4 tablespoons. I'm going to turn this down because I don't want it to boil, of unsalted butter. Okay, I think that's probably enough liquid. Now, you can use all butter if you don't want to use the olive oil. Or you can use all olive oil if you don't want to use the butter. The choice is yours. You could even reduce these if you don't want them, you know, too over fattening. But this bread's pretty dry, and even though we're going to dry it out more, I want it to get a little bit of moisture in it, which is why I used all that, plus all the flavor. Now we're going to take our black truffle salt, give it that nice earthy balance. And this is the end of it. Linda, I need more. Okay. And now for the smoked garlic salt. Another one you can use that you can get right in the store is Lowry's garlic salt. It's wonderful. So don't feel like you have to use the same seasonings I use. You can use what you can find on hand. We don't want to over salt them. We just want to give them a little bit of flavor. So I just put, it was probably less than a teaspoon of black truffle salt and probably right around a teaspoon of the smoked garlic salt. And just kind of spread that on there, and you got this going. We just want our bread to soak up this liquid. So we're going to kind of just push everything around and let that liquid get married all over the other bread. Now, don't be frustrated if some soak up more than others. That's typical. I mean, it is bread, so it soaks it up. And this is basically just to give it the, oh, we got a man overboard again. I'll get that after. But this is basically to get the liquid in there and get those croutons to start browning. In the meantime, you have your oven set on 350 degrees because we're going to pop these in the oven for about 25 minutes to get them nice and crunchy and brown. Now, one thing I am going to do is I am going to add a little bit more olive oil to this. Try to go in the creases a little bit or a little bit over the top for some of those little breads that didn't get any juice, didn't get any liquid. You don't want to over stir these because if you over stir, then you can see they start breaking, and you're going to get some breaking. That's not a big deal, but you just want to make sure you don't over stir these. So these are soaking up. I'm going to let those brown for a minute. And then I just have my little quarter sheet pan here. Let's get the bread out of the way. And we're going to throw those on top of that. These are really fun to make. I mean, they're easy. You don't waste anything. That's the best part. And what I did with mine, I forgot about this, is I grated a little bit of fresh Parmesan. Now this is a step you do not have to do, but I have all this fresh Parmesan, and I thought, ooh, that would make the croutons be really good for like Caesar salad, or like I said, just on top of soup. So I'm gonna grate on a small grate my Parmesan, and we're not gonna overdo it on the Parmesan. We just want to give it a little bit of tang and flavor. So, ooh, that was my fingernail and that hurt, and it didn't cut it off. Woo, that hurt. Thank goodness we don't want any fingernails in our food. It's all whole though. You can see it didn't break off. Okay. It just grabbed it the wrong way and that hurt. Okay. There's our grated Parmesan. That's going to hurt all day. I think it just yanked my fingernail back. Okay, let's check our croutons. Oh yeah. They're just about where we want them. We just wanted them to soak up liquid and brown up a little bit. Kind of trap that liquid into them. They're smelling delicious. Can really smell that smoked garlic salt. Okay, so we're going to turn this off because we don't want to break them up into a million pieces. And I am going to get a spatula to grab these. Okay, and then you're just going to plop them right on top of your cookie sheet. Kind of get them separated as much as possible. You should smell my house. Wow, these smell so good. Might have to just eat them for dessert, or for dessert. Well, dessert too, if you like savory dessert. For a snack is what I meant to say. I have dessert on the mind. I made some homemade vanilla bean scones yesterday and decided to make a peach shortcake out of it. And it was wonderful. I've never done scones with a shortcake, but it was a very good experience, I'll tell you that much. All right, we're going to move this pan because we have our little man that's overboard in here. Okay. All right. So we have all those together. Let's get you near this so you can see this. Now we just have our grated Parmesan, and you just want to sprinkle it over the top. It's okay if you don't hit every piece because we're not trying to make cheesy bread. We're just making croutons. So we want this to kind of dry on top of our croutons. And this is just a great way to use up old bread. You don't have to use sandwich loaves. You don't have to use what I use, but great way to use up your French bread or whatever. And you want to make sure your bread is on the dry side when you start making the croutons. You're not wanting to use moist bread for croutons. That was the whole purpose. So here are our croutons. We fried them in a pan with butter and olive oil. We used some black truffle salt and some smoked garlic salt. Put them on a baking sheet, sprinkled some fresh Parmesan cheese on top of them. We're now sticking them in a 350-degree oven for approximately 25 minutes. 25 to 30 minutes. Halfway through about the 15-minute mark, I take it and I flip the pan around just so that the brownness is even. And when they're all done, you get beautiful croutons. And I don't have any hiding in the oven, however. I do have some that I made yesterday to show you that I have in my jar. So here are the croutons I made yesterday. I made them the exact same way that I just showed you. I'll take one out so you can see what they look like. I'm just going to store them in my big giant mason jar here. But here's an example of one little crouton. Just as good as anything you can buy in the store, probably a lot better. They taste a lot fresher. And stick them on your salad, your soups. I'm making a mess. It's another one of those days. Your soups, your salads, your macaroni and cheese, any pasta dishes, anything you want to put these on, these are perfect for. You want to snack on them too. So I had a lot of fun using up some old bread, and I wanted to share that with you. And I hope you like this video. I hope you get some good ideas and get inspired to make croutons. And you can season them with whatever you want. Lemon, rosemary, make them plain. You can make them spicy, whatever you want to do. The options are endless. So, until next time, when we have a new video, God bless and have a wonderful, wonderful day.